are wrapping up our third quarter and getting ready for our fourth quarter, which is just crazy. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids. I have a 4th grader, 2nd grader, and preschooler, and we are getting ready to wrap up this school year. I feel like, I don't know how this happened, but back in the beginning, I planned out all of our quarters, and each quarter was going to be like 10 weeks, and we were going to be ending sometime like end of June for homeschool. Well, a couple things happened. One, we didn't take as many breaks as I thought we were going to be taking, and so we're finishing curriculum sooner, and my kids want to go to summer camp. So because they want to go to summer camp and they want to go to like the first like week of summer camp when it starts when our public schools get out, which is like the end of May. They need to be done with school by then because they're going to be going to camp for a few weeks. We have some vacations coming up. And then we're going to restart our new school year like mid-July, end of July. So with all that being said, I kind of rearranged our calendar and I put us back on track. So our 4th quarter starts on March 27th. So just in a week or 2 from when this video posts. So that means for 10 weeks, that's how we do our quarters. We're going to be schooling through the end of May, kind of first week of June, in that time frame. We are excited to be finishing up. I'm already like crazy, you know, planning and everything for the upcoming school year. Lots of those videos coming out soon. I'm sure you all are anticipating those. Let's talk about wrapping up the 3rd quarter. So the 3rd quarter was a couple weeks into January, right off Christmas break. In that, we were using a bunch of new curriculum. We were trying out IEW, Beowulf grammar from Guest Hollow. We were doing some moving beyond the page units, and so lots of new things. It has been smooth sailing. We are like in such a good flow with everything. And so this is helping as I'm planning for next year. So what did we do? We did 2 units from Moving on the Page. We did Charlotte's Web and the Water Cycle. I made videos on those so you guys can check those out. We've been using IEW. So we did their 3-week trial and we really, really liked it. And actually my 4th and 2nd grader are using it. I did buy it with intention for using it for the upcoming school year, and so we got through let's see, unit 1 and 2, so about I think 7 weeks. Yeah, 7 weeks of IEW. I'm putting this on hold in our 4th quarter. 1, because it's going to jump into another unit, and 2, because I really want it. It's intended for next year, so we're going to hold on to this. We did the first 2 units. We're going to pick it back up in July for our next school year. And kind of that same thing with Beowulf grammar. We've absolutely been loving it. My daughters have been doing it together. So grammar, writing, these 2 things, IEW and this, have really taken like our language arts place. And so this, we are going to finish the first 9 weeks. So I think we're on week 7 right now. We're gonna do a couple more weeks until we finish like the first 9 weeks, like semester is how they have it broken up. And then this will be on hold too until July for next school year. We also finished up our Gather Round North America unit, and that was something we started in the beginning of the school year, but we paused like during all the holidays. So we just finished that up. We had a great time. It's a great like geography, social studies unit. My kids did the end of unit projects, which they picked just a topic throughout that unit. And so one of them picked Arctic foxes, the other one picked Canada, and they made like a presentation on it, like poster boards. They gave an oral presentation on it, and so that was a really fun project. So we finished that up. Have one more day of our St. Patrick's Day unit from Gather Round. We started it the week before Thanksgiving, or the week before St. Patrick's Day, because the week of St. Patrick's Day, my kids have a lot of co-op activities, and so I just kind of wanted to stretch it out a little bit longer. This unit is super great as far as like the information behind St. Patrick's Day. Really interesting. I learned tons of stuff. And then you make this lap book during it. Not my favorite, to be honest. Oops, you see that? We still have another day to do, so it's not all the way filled out. There was a lot of like cutting stuff out, which just takes a lot of time. So and then too, I didn't know you were supposed to like double side print it. I just kind of printed everything as a sheet of paper, and so it was a little confusing putting it together, but my daughters are rock stars and they figured it out, and so we're wrapping that up, and that's been a really fun just different unit. And I'm telling you, we learned a lot. So if you have no idea about St. Patrick's Day, I recommend at least just reading the lesson. You don't have to do the lap book unless your kids really enjoy hands-on stuff. And I have these little calendars that I use. So this is kind of what I've been using like when we have our calendar to plan out our unit study. So then we're going to be jumping into Sunlight's butterfly unit, which I did share a whole video on that. And so that you're actually doing a butterfly unit study alongside growing butterflies. So as we're learning it, it's like the weeks match up with like the life cycle that's happening of the butterflies. So I'll be ordering butterflies, and then that's a 4-week study. So we'll be doing that that will actually be like the last week of our 3rd quarter is when we start it, and then it will go into our 4th quarters. That will end around April 13th for us. So that means the rest of April and May, I don't have any official unit studies planned on my calendar. So I've kind of been debating like what are we gonna do, because again, I'm taking away like those language arts things like IEW writing and Beowulf grammar. We're kind of pushing those to the side until next year. So I was like, okay, what can we do for this? We're gonna have like about 6 weeks left, but we're gonna have our 10 weeks. Like, what are we gonna be working on? I think we're going to do these 2 units from Moving Beyond the Page. It's the language arts, the family under the bridge, and then this is supposed to correspond with the social studies economic cycle units. So Moving Beyond the Page, I've shared a couple of videos on them before. Their units normally take us about 3 to 4 weeks to complete, and so I'm still figuring out with other things. We might just start the family under the bridge, and then maybe a couple weeks in, then we'll start the economic cycle unit. And so we'll be reading the book, The Family Under the Bridge, and then there's a couple other ones that we read along with them. I'll probably make its own video specifically on those, but these are the 2 units that caught my eye from Moving Beyond the Page, because they talk about things I didn't learn until I was in college, as far as like economics and the money cycle, and just economical situations people can go through. So I'm really excited to do these 2 unit studies. And so that's as far as like unit studies. Again, that leaves me open for like another unit study that we could do. I was hoping that Barefoot Within the Trees was going to have their like birds and bees unit, their sex ed unit available, but I don't think it's going to be until closer to summer. And then I did see that Gather Round was putting out kind of a similar type unit, and that is something that I've really been wanting to do. So that may be something we do at the end, that may be something we do over summer. I'm kind of just leaving it open. We also have the Harry Potter unit that we need to finish, so we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. But honestly, this last quarter, both my daughters are doing Saxon math. So my oldest daughter, we switched her earlier in the school year to Saxon 5-4. She's doing great, but because we only school 3 times a week, we have had to do like an extra lesson per week. And so she's really focusing on her math, because she just wants to finish that course before summer break, and so she can start her 6-5 or 5-6 course in our new school year. And then my middle daughter, she finished The Good and the Beautiful's Math 2 a month or so ago, and so she started her Saxon Math 3, and it's going absolutely fabulous. We really like it. She's enjoying it. So again, she's kind of working on that, working on multiplication facts that we will just continue. What we will do, if you guys aren't familiar, we use the MAP growth test in our homeschool. So I am one of those taboo homeschool moms that does test her kids. We do it in the beginning of the school year and towards the end of the school year. It's a MAP growth test. They've taken it since they were actually still in their charter schools. And for me, it's more of showing where they are individually growing in skills. And then it tells me what skills that they you know, maybe struggling in or maybe excelling in. And so I really use those as, you know, is there a subject we need to go back on? Planning for those, and we'll kind of see like if there's any skills in like math or reading that we need to focus on maybe over summer, kind of revisit their plans. I think. And then for my preschooler, we've just been trying out some new things. When I did his update video, we had just tried or started using the Gentle and Classical Preschool, which I think is fabulous. And it's a really cute program and it's a really easy setup. However, we're just not consistent with his preschool at all. And so for them, it was like you have 1 week of like activities you do. Well, we might not do preschool for a whole week, and then we may do it for like 5 days in a row, and so that kind of like having a whole week to set up and take down just wasn't working for us. It's way just easier for me to have like a bucket of things, and when he says he wants to do school, it's like, okay, what do we want to go do? I got these like little bear counters, and I was talking to one of my friends and she sent me this. It was a free download, and I'll put the link below, where it's just like a bunch of little play mat activities for the bear counters. And so he's been absolutely loving them. He loves like manipulatives and hands-on things and toys. And so we've been doing these little activities every day with like his math, and it's just been so great. And then that same company has a goldfish activity. So I haven't, where you use the little goldfish crackers, and so I'm gonna buy some this weekend. And then this is more kind of language arts reading, and so I'm gonna make him like a little binder where these will be in like page protectors that we can just like flip through and do them. So he's been absolutely loving that like hands-on manipulative you know, activities. We got our spring knowledge crates, which I'll be sharing more of. But one of the things in his preschool crate was this pop for letters from Learning Resources. And so inside, it's super simple. There's just little popcorn pieces. And then they have letters on them. So they have capital letters, lowercase, and he knows all of his letters. We're just working on letter sounds. And so right now we're playing the letter sounds game, where he has to tell us the sounds, and it's really fun because he can play with his sisters, he can play with me, and like I said, he just loves like, you know, games and stuff. So this is really helping with his letter sounds more than honestly anything else has been helping. If you have a preschool or pre-K, you have to get the spring knowledge crate. I have a discount link down below, but you get so many fun activities and then like actual legit games, and they work with little kids all the time, so like they make the perfect activities. So this has been something we've really been enjoying. Also, I've been using Kate Snow's Preschool at Math book with him, and we are on chapter 3. So then there's like lessons in there, so like lesson 3.1. So we've been working through that. There's only 7 chapters, I think, so we will probably finish this up, I would say probably close to the beginning of next school year. And so with that in mind, I may get Kate Snow's Math with Confidence for kindergartners, and see how he does with that. That's kind of my update for my preschooler. Obviously, you know, I'll be talking about what my plans are for him this upcoming school year. He's 4, he turned 4 in December. So he's, you know, moving up to, we'll say, a pre-K level. We're not going to start kindergarten until, you know, not this year, but the next following year. That's when he would traditionally start it anyways, if he were going to like a public school. And I just think that's how my older daughters work, because all of their birthdays are like right after the school cutoff. That extra year of time is just phenomenal. And they're, you know, I think I would rather, if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, it'd have been like, oh, I can start him early because we're homeschooling. No, we're not. Doesn't mean we're not doing school, but we're going to take a lot more gentle approach to it, a lot more fun approach to it. And so he'll be in pre-K this coming year, and I have really fun pre-K things to show you guys. So that is my fourth quarter, end of third quarter update, fourth quarter plans, which is just crazy to me, but I'm excited. I'm super excited to be wrapping up this school year. We're in a great flow. We are loving a lot of the curriculum we're using, and I feel very confident going into next year, and I'm really excited to share all my curriculum picks with you guys. And I'm just excited. We have some vacations coming up. It's getting warmer outside, thank goodness. Which means pool time and just being outside. It's been so like gloomy and cold, which is not normal for where we live. Even when it's like winter, it's still normally super sunny, but it has not been. It has just been gloomy and overcast and cold, like for months. It feels like we get like one day of sunshine like every 2 weeks. So I'm really excited for spring. I'm excited for our butterfly unit. I'm excited to be outside and really just finish up this year, focus on math with my, my oldest daughter, so we can get that done. They can feel like they, this year is done, and they can go to camp and enjoy, have lots of fun summer things with their friends, and jump into next school year where it will be our last year of having all elementary kids, because then the following year my oldest will be going into middle school. So that's it, guys. Have a great day, and we'll chat soon. Bye.